to mute that shot now. All right, it looks like we're live. Okay. Welcome back to 45 Degree Sailing. My name's Nick. It's been a while since I did a live stream. We have been very busy this season, and it's been an amazing season. We've got people on the water now, and the weather is raging 30 knots Hugo tonight, which is awesome. I had some cool reports come in from that. So I want to get into this first. This live stream is about mobile apps, okay? Mobile apps that we use every time we go out on the boat, or some of the time we go out on the boat, things that I have installed and ready to be used. Could you possibly mute the video that you're watching us right now? So I want to explain some of those apps and how they work and why I use them and why they might be useful to you. So I'll roll the cutscene and then we'll get into it. Excellent. Now I'm just catching up with my whole, oh my gosh, here we go. Live stream thing again because I've just reset it up from being off the boat. Okay, so good to have people there. As you all know, ahoy from Kut, from Nico, there we go. Also first comment, yes, you got the first comment. Great to meet you, Graham. There's gonna be all these, yes, yeah, that's all about just them, they're just chatting. Sasha's out there as well. It was great to meet Sasha the other day. Sailing Atlas, cheers Nick, great topic. All right, cool, so that's cool. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet so that people coming to it after aren't bored by all of the stuff that I blab on about usually. So cheers, it's 5 o'clock somewhere else. I don't know, 6:30 now. Grab a beer and let's get into this. All right, I need the phone. There. This is what my phone looks like right now. I've taken away my lovely back screens so that I'm not showing my daughter on the internet today. Here we go, that way for this one. All right, so this is a little bit of something. I've got pages on my phone, of course, of how I roll up. But this is one thing I set up for my sort of weather page is I have a inset of weather and radar. Now, weather and radar is this app in the middle that says weather radar, which is the first one I want to talk about. I use this a lot. I use this a lot to track what's happening right now. So I've got this inset there. This is the app in the middle, but if I tap on my inset, it just brings me straight up to this weather and radar. Now, there's lots of forecasting things. This is a forecasting app as well. And at the same time, you're right? At the same time, I like the way this displays what's happening with the current fronts and the rain. So this is a radar shot of what they're saying with an outline of Croatia, etc., like that, to show what we've got on the Adriatic right now. And this plays through, this is under the 30-minute mark, so we can see that right about now, Zadar is going to get hit shortly, and they're going to get that rain coming across. We've got thunder and lightning heading across Italy at the moment, which will more than likely hit over us. So if I hit today, brings that into 9 o'clock, and then I can say this is now forecasting, okay? This is not radar, that you're going to, it's forecast, but that's showing roughly where they think it's going to track. So what I find this most useful for is the now, okay? The now, what is happening right now and what happened in the last 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever it is. Okay, so that is weather and radar. It's a free app. I do pay for the pro version, I think, just to get the ads off. Yeah, and look, it's got a lot of other features. It's got, hey, this is what it is in Trogia right now. It's got forecasting and little pictures of rains and clouds and stuff like that. That's cool. And then top news and stuff, whatever. Here's the 14-day weather, the trends. What is nice is that they have some webcams that are easily accessible over here. So this is split looking out towards Trogia. Trogia is right in the middle of the thing. This is right on the end of Marian Peninsula. So like, there's a few good things about it. But I've got to say, this is what I use it for, just for their radar. That's what I come here for. You can switch that to precipitation, temperature. You can do wind if you want, but I tend to go to PredictWind for that, and then you've got this lightning strike thing, which isn't going to help us right now because we haven't got any lightning strikes happening. There they are, over there at the moment. So you can use all sorts of, and that with that radar, that's actual strikes that are happening right now. So those pings are strikes that it's registering right now. Okay, so that's weather and radar. I find that really helpful to just track storms and say, hey, look, I think this is heading towards you, and you can see the frontal system moving over and go, here it comes. All right. Oh, Nico's asking, are you back? I'm only going to do this real quick because this is supposed to be a what do you call it? An evergreen video. Thank you very much, Nico. We are looking forward to drinking this. Nico left this on my desk and I'm very excited about it. So yes, thank you. And we're actually drinking a different gin. I voted for that one. But Hidden House won tonight because Anna's been hanging out. Anyway, okay. So in my little inset here, I just like to have the sunset inset as well so that I can see what time sunrise and sunset is on that day. And that's just a little thing that I do. Do it if you want. I don't care. All right, PredictWind. If you've watched any of the live streams and everything, you do know that we use PredictWind. I use PredictWind a lot. And what I love is that they've now updated the app to be able to do split screen within the app as opposed to on the web browser. So I often do my weather updates on my computer because I need the split screen on the web browser. But now they're doing split screen on the app, which I love. So some of our viewers right now sitting right here in Viz, they're saying it's 29 gusting 34, and I have video proof from them that it is rocking over there right now. And there's a good, I'd say 2 to 3 meter swell. Would you agree with that? Nico, Wallace, everyone on there? Okay, excellent. Oh, I just saw Wallace's comment. Got to throw that down. Oh, Nick on board is the best app you can get. Now he said Nick and not Nico because he's got Nico on board. No, very cool. Thank you, Wallace. I appreciate it. Okay, and Jason Chaff finally catching a live. Well done, mate. Well done. You never seem to used to get them, but I have doing it at an odd time. So PredictWind, I really like this. You can do your briefings or your forecast through the daily briefings, which is going to give you a synopsis written of the area and a run over, and all sorts of different UIs on this app, tables to show you everything that's going on in the area, and you can have different forecast areas set up like Nechuan, Palisades, Portets, whatever like that. So I like that. They have an observations tab as well, which are real-time observations. We've got 16 knots here. We've got 25 knots at Mariana and Split, 23.3 here. Okay, I like that. And the graph to show it, or the table like before. So that's all good. You've got your rain radar, very similar to the rain radar that's the radar I was just watching on weather and radar. I just like to compare what one thing is seeing to what another thing is seeing. So we could see that those lightning strikes would have been based on this part of the radar that we were just looking at before. So PredictWind, but by far the biggest thing I like, other than all of this stuff, this is satellite imagery. It shouldn't see anything at the moment because it's all cloudy. Biggest thing by far is those forecasting maps, the gust maps. Now you only get the gust maps if you're paying for a certain level of subscription. I do pay for this, but you can get the standard wind forecast maps like this, but you see they're not showing gusts. So that's just another thing. But that is PredictWind, and I really like using this. So that's PredictWind. All right, the other thing. So weather and radar, PredictWind, they're both weather ones. I have these. I'm not going to cover absolutely everything you can use on your phone in this, but we're going to go on this. I mean, Garmin boating. Okay, 99% of you already have this. I've got the dark filter on, so you're just going to see it. This is the Navionics charts on your phone. Okay, now very, very important to understand how GPS works. Okay, understand how GPS works. I'm not going to go into that today, but if you go away and research one thing, all right, research HDOP error. It's the horizontal dilution of position. When you understand the horizontal dilution of position, you'll understand how accurate or not GPS cannot be. All right, now that's really important for understanding how you use your GPS tracker, whether it's the one from your boat, the one from your phone, and please understand that if you say, right, well, here's my position, I should be absolutely fine going around this rock because my position puts me, through here. Just be aware that you may not be exactly where you think your phone is telling you, okay? GPS, Nico's just said, GPS mostly works. That's 100% right. But yeah, Navionics is great to be able to view your charts, do automatic routing. So if I want to say, checking for updates, thanks. That's great. Route calculation is based on boat parameters. Keep them. Oh, I just downloaded this one on this phone because this is a different phone, that's why. So I can tap there for an automatic routing and say I want to go to Stadigrad or wherever and tap there. It's going to make that automatic route and tell me it's, at my boat parameters, it's 26.5 nautical miles. My boat parameters will take me 4 hours, 23 minutes, okay? So I really like that, and you can run that route like that, and you can swipe between different information up here. If you didn't know that, if you did know that, I used to be able to. I don't know that clearly. Or I haven't started. Start. There we go. Once you're on start, you can swipe back and forth to this. It's not going to give me an estimated time at my destination right now because I'm not moving. Certainly not moving towards my target. So that's Navionics. At the moment, you see I just downloaded the charts for this area. If you're not versed with Navionics, or now it's called Garmin Boating, then you can get the charts in your area. So I pay for the Mediterranean or the Adriatic Sea. You can then buy other areas around the world, but it's all about spending money, of course. So I believe the Croatia is one of the more expensive places to purchase on Navionics. Okay. What's next? I'm going to take a drink and I'm going to breathe for a moment. And if you have a question, what's that? He's cheaper. Yeah, very good. If you have questions about those two apps, if you have an app that you think is really good and should go on a list when I do this later on, please throw it down here. I'd be interested to know. It's all about community, and I want people to see what others are using. Blair, could you, I know you're online now, could you just lay out what that other boating, charting, plotting app that you talked to me about the other day, and you said it was possibly cheaper or more expensive, or people are saying it's better than Garmin, better than Navionics? Throw that into the conversation and see what people think, and they can check it out for themselves, because they're giving away 12 months free if you sign up, or something like that, or whatever. There's just plenty of different things out there. Okay, moving over, we also use MarineTraffic as a great addition, okay, to just have on board, especially if you're doing stuff at night, okay? Number one, ship tracking app. Let's get started. That's why it's telling us all about it, because again, it's the first time I've downloaded it on this phone. And you can group your top vessels into a fleet. I'm going to get the whole thing. You can even switch between all ships in my fleet. It says so there. Enjoy animated weather maps. Yeah, so they've got weather overlay. They'll probably bring in GFS and ECMWF anyway over top of this stuff. So it's all usable. Well done. You've done great. So done. The best, allow using app. Yes, I can send. Of course I do. Ask not to track. The best thing about this is just being able to see what merchant vessels or any other vessels are out on the water. Here's the Bielkova. This is the ferry that runs between Sholta and, Sholta, Rogac and Split, okay? And it's going to tell me what my, what speed it's going, what directions it's going, all that sort of stuff, MMSI, the whole lot. So it's great for at night to see what's around and identify what other vessels you're looking at. So that is a big thing. Oh, there we go. My new comments weren't making it up. So this is really good. So I use that, especially when I'm out sailing at night and I want to know what's coming across or what it might be. Just see what traffic's rolling out there, especially shipping. So MarineTraffic is good for that. Couple of comments back there, and Graham was saying, I find it's good practice referencing your position by looking around, then looking at Navionics to confirm it is matching up. 100%, that is exactly what navigation is all about, is using all of the things available to you at all times, such as depths, okay? Do the depths line up with what's on the chart? Transits, looking at transits between prominent points that you can pick out on the chart. Am I where I think I am, etc., etc. So definitely get onto that. All right, Anchor Pro. This is another one. Oh, I was going to use my latest Anchor, but this is not. I've just downloaded it again. So I pay for this, and I think it's a really good app, okay? Core functionality of this app is to monitoring your GPS location and alerting you when your position changes. That's exactly it. Allow while using app. Notifications for you. Yes, I want notifications. This is very important because it's all about telling you when something's not working. Okay, almost ready. Take me to the app. There we go. I found this really user-friendly. We're not always so organized to go to the bow of the boat and I drop my anchor here when we're anchoring. So being able to set your anchor in a relative position, okay, so either in the current location, if you are organized for that, or relative location, I can say, right, for instance, it's due north of me. My bearing, distance the anchor, I did that wrong. Distance the anchor is, I've put 50 meters of chain out, so say I'm 40 meters from the anchor, and my bearing is due north, very due north, set anchor. Okay, so now it knows roughly where my anchor is. Then we can set our allowed distance to come from that anchor. What I really like about this is the small distance, big distance. And if you're coming on our Sharpen Up next week, we're going to work on this. We're going to look at it because it's a really good way to set your drift and movement. Generally, you're going to lay your anchor into the wind, right? And then your stretch is going to be back from the wind. So you expect to swing kind of like this if you're looking down on me from the top. Now, this is great because if the wind's blowing hard from that angle, you're going to stretch further to leeward. You're not necessarily going to stretch further to windward. So you can have a small distance and a big distance where you're expecting to stretch. But if the wind switches and starts coming around from starboard or port or whatever, then you're going to go into the small distance. It's not necessarily as strong. So you set the small distance so that you can know, okay, wind's shifted, and I'm going to get up and listen or feel my anchor to reset to make sure it's all good. Okay, so say my small distance here is going to be, if I did 50 meters of chain, my small distance might be 35, and my large distance is going to be 50. Okay, like that. Now my start angle here, so you can see it's got it at 45. If I set my anchor at 0 degrees north, I'm going to be roughly 150 for my start point of my anchor. For the big stretch, now let's back that off to 130, make it quite wide. And then my next one's going to be about 50 degrees off 180, so 230. Okay, so you see I've got my big distance and my small distance like that. I can set that. Now I can see, well, for one, it's got the last GPS update, 8 seconds. Accuracy at the moment is 8 meters. So it's probably got an HDOP of about 0.4. That's great. And then if I look at my map, we'll see how well I am anchored at my house. So there's the position of the big stretch versus the small stretch. So if I come out of that stretch, it means my anchor's dragged and it's going to set off the alarm. One of the great things is the alarm has also an alarm for if your battery percentages go beyond his settings. Main settings. No, back off. Alarm settings. Your battery goes below 10% or 20% or whatever. You can set this if you've got a really crap phone. You go, right, 35%. And once that battery goes below that level, it's going to wake you up as well. Because it's no good if your phone dies and then it's not waking you up. So that's really, really cool. And then you've got different alarms, tertiary, secondary, main, whatever. So I like these features about this. Very, very cool. And of course, if you were setting your if you're setting your anchor, you're setting a new anchor, so I cancel that one. Yes, cancel anchor. Set anchor, I can do it to a custom coordinates. Here's how you do this one, ideally, is you come upwind, you got your GPS on your main plotter on, and you're going to go to a point where you drop your anchor, which is generally going to be where that track stops, and then you'll back it off. Afterwards, you can come back to your plotter, put your crosshairs on that furthest point that you went to windward, and say, right, that's about where I dropped my anchor. Get the custom coordinates and bang it into this. So I like this system. Also, we've got an anchor history. Here's my last anchor, and I can reset that anchor, and it comes back up. just in case I pressed a dumb button and did that. You've also got logs of the latest anchor or last 24 hours. This is the movement that I have moved since I've been doing this live stream. Of course, I'm inside, so it's pinging around. Anyway, that's what I've got for Anchor Pro. Did I have weird sound? Because my iPhone mic was running. I'm not sure. Anyway, I just muted it. Hopefully I've still got sound. Tell me if I haven't. Okay, millions of comments. I'll start at the bottom, work my way up. Is that Android or only on iPhone? I believe it is on both. Blair's on Android. Whoops. Blair's on Android. So Blair, yeah, you can answer that one. I'm on Android, but I think it's across all platforms. That's cool. 12-month trial. So that was about the other navigation thing called Wave. Okay, or Wave. Wave. Anyway, so people can check that out and tell me how it is. Yeah, and the alarm is loud. It is mega loud. It's ridiculous. Yes, yeah, dude, shut off the alarm. That's what was playing through. I didn't hear that because it's playing to you guys. That's hilarious. Sorry.
Sorry.
Whoops. Okay. Very, very good. Man, that really didn't tell me. It's loud, huh? Yeah, it's got a loud alarm. Lavo said, used to use Navionics 22. They quadrupled the price of Croatia region. I have my BNG plotter, and that's everything I really need. Calmness history. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But your BNG plotter runs on Navionics charts, which is funny. Very likely anyway, unless you're using CMAP. But yeah, what they didn't actually quadruple their price for the Croatia region. What they did was update the Croatia region really heavily and separate it out from the rest of the Mediterranean. So they used to sell the whole thing for like 120 euros. But then they said, well, actually, we don't need 120 euros worth of stuff. So we pulled the Croatia Adriatic region out and made it 50% of the price because it was 50% of the users. But then you didn't have to pay 120. So that was really good, actually. Apps I'm also using, Cachinator. Sasha, what's that for? That sounds like a Splitwise app. What does Cachinator do? Excellent. Anyway, I'm not going to do all the codes. What's that? Logbook app? Where's Logbook app? Okay, so Sasha likes Logbook app. Okay. And also, of course, Navily and MySea. Yeah, look, Navily and MySea, they're not apps that I use a lot. They are very helpful. They're very helpful. They're also sometimes in Croatia a little bit misleading because they show information that is all user-based. Okay, so users put in their info and say, hey, this was great or this was terrible. And the conditions really vary in when they did that or, you know, whatever else. And the Navionics is the same because Navionics has got a forum section where you can comment on anchorages or restaurants and all that sort of stuff. They are great for seeing what's around, possibly be getting contact details. MySea is especially good over here. I don't know if Navily does bookings as well, but you can book like ACI marinas in certain places through the MySea app. Very helpful considering ACI Marinas app crashed over 18 months ago and they never updated it. ACI Marinas used to be on my list. Now it doesn't work. Oh, it seems you're not connected to the internet. I talked to ACI about it. Oh yes, we are building a new app. So what did they do? They just left the old app not working. They didn't tell anyone. And then you couldn't book on their website either. So MySea kind of saved them there and we could do bookings through MySea.
Okay, Cachinator allows for splitting costs in a group.
What's that?
Cachinator allows for splitting costs in a group.
I figured it was a splitting app. Yeah, so yeah, that's a great idea. A lot of the crews I've seen come on use Splitwise. Cachinator can split costs. That's awesome. We can do it directly through Revolut now, I think. Anyway, and now I realize I've got a message from Mahina. Turn the alarm off. Sorry, I didn't see that. Turn the alarm off. Yeah. It was kind of funny only hearing ooey, ooey, ooh out of Nick. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, I hope you heard the other crap I said during that time, or that it wasn't too long on the alarm. Okay, that is the apps I'm covering in this video, I think. Yeah, Cashinator. Yeah, they're coming through late for me. Oh, is there a new one?
Yeah, that what logbook? It's an automatic logbook.
Oh, logbook. I'll wait for my comment from Sasha to come through about the logbook, about my UI, my system for Ecamm Live to run this. It has a bit of delay on my comments coming up. So, cool. Look, we are coming up to our Sharpen Up Flotilla on Saturday. I'm really excited about that. That was the actual motivation to do this video, but instead of just keeping it to that group, I thought I'd give it to everyone to make sure it's helpful. We're still sailing. It's amazing here. It's beautiful. We've got Nico and Wallace and Nat, everyone out at the moment. Sasha was here last week. Blair's coming out tomorrow. Like, it's been great. Lovro, I was next to your boat in Bobovišća last week. That was neat to see that. She looks like she needs a little bit of a clean. That definitely dragged some mooring lines over it, but I'm sure that'll polish up. But that was cool to see all those boats in there that night. If you have more comments on this, please, after seeing it live, throw them down and say, hey, this is a good app, this is not. This is all about community, as I said earlier. So the more information we can get from people, the better. I don't use a lot of apps. I know there is heaps of apps out there that people have kind of told me about across the time, but whatever. A couple of people asked about the BNG like companion apps for linking to your chart plotter. In my view, they're more trouble than they're worth. It's a crap app. All right, it just crashes all the time. You've got to get on the Wi-Fi signal from the BNG unit or the Zeus unit, and then that's not necessarily connected to the internet. So then you're dropping off, and it needs more development. It could be so good. It was great for me when I was doing deliveries because I tried to connect to it while I was down off watch because I was skipping the boat, but I needed to sleep sometimes. So having a connection to the Zeus was great, so that I could see the wind data. I could see the BNG. You could mirror the screen. So that was great, but it just kept on dropping off. It was a pain in the bum. Yeah, and please, yeah, that's it. Nico's got it. Oh no, that's not the last comment. Like the video. Look, if you found this good, even if you don't like it, just like it anyway. That'd be great. And if they're your first time here, welcome, and please subscribe to the channel and see more of this crap that I babble on about. So, all right. Graham Toes is missing it. He's left and he's already planning his next trip back. Graham, you better be quick on those decisions because those boats are booking up. Look, if you're coming to Croatia next year, this year, anytime, and you want to book a boat, talk to us. We are a bareboat charter agent here in Croatia, and we want to help you find the best service, the best experience that you can have and avoid all of these problems that can come from rubbish charter agencies or rubbish charter companies or boats that are in bad condition, and translate all of the mess that is chartering a yacht. So we have our concierge services and everything else. So
That's your next video.
And that's my next video, apparently. Stay tuned for my next video about our concierge services and blah, 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 and talk about selling your products and crap. We're going to do that, actually. We're going to do a wrap up on the season, including the charter companies that I have scratched off my list, and I'm not going to use them next season because I am so over what I dealt with this season for my clients. And we'll review the good charter companies as well. So we're going to go over that, but that is the reason to charter through us. We are checking them all the time. I was going to say sense checking. We are auditing this all the time. We are not happy with the service from certain places. So it doesn't matter if they've got a boat I like, it's the service that I was concerned about. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. There's going to be a fair bit of gin involved in that one. All right. Bye. Thanks, everyone. It's good. Good hanging out. Love it. Love your work. Going to run the cutscene and then going to bust out of here. I've got a picture-in-picture with my cutscene, but I really want that.